Hello everyone and welcome to another royal reading here at MadWorldTarot. And yes, I know, I've just looked at the status of Harry and Meghan's marriage, but here we are again and looking at it again, this time with the Halloween tarot, because we are in Halloween season and it does seem to be a rather sinister energy around that marriage. Rumors abound that Harry has actually filed for divorce. And it's interesting to me as an energy reader because I did a reading very recently on the King and how his tour of Australia and Samoa would go, and I asked what effect the Parkles would have on it. Surprise, October surprise, something like that. And I got the Ace of Cups in reverse. And I remember it vividly. And now we get the story about rumoured filing by Harry for divorce. The first version of this comes from a very dodgy source, someone on Twitter who is a bit of a fantasist, to put it mildly, and so we take it with a grain of salt, but it's coming from other places as well that seem to be different sources. My fellow South African bookworm too is also coming out and saying that she heard from her sources that Harry filed at 9:30 a.m. South African time yesterday. And we don't know where, we don't know when, we don't know what. So it could just be a stunt to promote Spare, the paperback version of Spare, which is coming out today. It could just be a stunt to overshadow the royal tour of Australia a bit late in the day, because they're finished with Australia, they're in Samoa, and that's all about to wrap up and be over. And so we're going to find out what's going on. We're going to try anyway with the Halloween tarot. I'm going to do a Celtic cross from Harry's point of view. What's going on? And where is this rumour coming from? Is it a Meghan rumour? Is it a Harry PR rumour? What is going on? And where has he been? Because there's all kinds of rumours around that as well. That failed hair transplant, rehab, hiding from the blonde surfing instructor who might be the blonde bombshell, as I call her, who might be about to drop some kind of bombshell, hiding from the Diddy stories, hiding from the visa stories, could be hiding from anything. The hair plug story is the one that's got the most traction, and rehab also is getting a good airing at the moment that he's gone into rehab. And I've read on that recently, and might be a condition of going back into the royals, or at least trying to get back into the royals, is actually cleaning up his problems with drugs and possibly alcohol. Anyway, we don't know, but we're going to ask what's going on. What is going on? And it's one of these readings where I could upload it, and the headline could be all about, it's over, or it could just disappear again. It's very weird. But the energy is building and building, and these cards are hopping like mad. So we're good to go. Okay. We've got our energy in our cards. We need to remind you, because we are dealing with a couple who claim to adore each other and married for love. So let's remind you that this is just tarot. This is just my opinion, and it is just speculation. And I just read energy here. And of course, it's archetypal energy because they are members of an archetypal family, the British royal family. And disclaimer in the box below. My feeling is that if he wants back into or try his luck with getting back into the royal family before William takes the reins, he's got to act quickly and get rid of her. And we've got the Emperor. The Emperor is, of course, the very dominant male energy. It's organizational skills. It's the doing. It's the massive card of marching orders and doing stuff. The Emperor. It's the King as well. And I was just muttering about he better get his act together and dump Meghan, because Meghan's the real problem. Harry's, of course, a problem, but he's blood family. They can't ignore him forever. And there is the King showing up as the underlying energy here. But it's about someone who's taking charge of their destiny, apart from the fact that it is the king energy. And the king is very high profile at the moment, out in public on a tour and handling what's being thrown at him quite literally remarkably well, given his health circumstances and all the rest of it. There is the king, but there is also a man who might be trying to assert himself finally, after having been somewhat castrated in his marriage, you might say. Well, I might say. That's my opinion, of course. And let us look at the situation right now, what's going on. Has he filed? I've got the Wheel of Fortune. That's timing. It's all about the timing. It's a lucky Harry card. It's a very, very positive energy. It's gambling, it's risk-taking energy that's also coming through with that Wheel of Fortune. But that is about the timing. It's about really grabbing some kind of opportunity to try and improve your luck. But it's almost as if the moment has been offered. I'm not getting filing for divorce. But there is something very fortunate going on, something that he thinks maybe will revive his fortunes with that Wheel of Fortune. Okay, what's the problem? Not getting signs of filing for divorce, apart from the energy of that's the King of Cups in reverse. That is, we've had the king here. The problem might be dealing with any of the Kings of Cups in the family, William, King Charles. They could be impediments to this somehow, or not very helpful, or just very simply, I told you so. And that's coming through quite powerfully. So I'm going to, because we're in speculative gambling territory here with this Wheel of Fortune, I'm going to talk about chips, and I'm going to put my chips on that doesn't want told you so from Prince William. Can't deal with it. It's going to be very, very difficult. We'll have to look at that told you so energy, because it might be one of the reasons why he's trying to figure out the timing of this and when's the best moment to do it. As people have pointed out around and about since this rumor manifested today, the royals did get together. William and Catherine went up to Scotland to Balmoral without the kids, left the kids behind, and people wondered what was being discussed then. And of course it was around the time or soon after Harry had visited and attended the funeral, the memorial service of Lord Fellows, and all of that stuff is going on. So where's the story coming from? Hidden energy down here, it's the root of everything. What is going on? Ooh, the devil. Stirring. So I wouldn't give this much credence right now. I do think that a divorce is coming. Let me be absolutely clear about this. I can't make up the energy that I see consistently. Every reading I do on this couple is horrific energy-wise, but we have the devil showing up in the root of this all position. Where is the story coming from? It's coming from the devil with the pitchfork there, and that is lies, toxicity, trying to it's obsessive and addictive energy. It's trying to keep control of something, hang on to something that's toxic, not ready to let go of something that's toxic. So something's going on here that's not on the level. We aren't seeing the whole picture here. Something is going on. And we all know who the devil is in these royal readings. So let's move on to Harry again. And what is Harry's goal right now? What's his mind on? Is it on lawyers and things like that? Ooh, we've got the Justice card. When I say lawyers, there's the Justice card. And you can see the scales of justice. It's in reverse. The Justice card in reverse is a good old divorce card. Justice, legal proceedings, evening things out. In reverse, it's not happy legal proceedings, put it that way, coming to court or to lawyers with in a woeful way of, okay, now this terrible thing has happened and we have to divide everything up, and it's not fair and it's awful and it's horrible and it's going to cost me and all of that stuff. So his mind is on this. Whether it's actually happening or not, his mind is on it. I suspect she knows, and she's got some tricks going on. As I said, that Ace of Cups in reverse bothered me. I thought there would be some trickery coming. And this rumour, it seems very intentional. So, where's Harry been? Past energy, what's he been up to? Hair transplant gone wrong, rehab, hanging out with the surfer girl. What's been going on? Rumours, all of course, we just, that's the Two of Cups, that's Splitsville, separated. Okay. So we're getting confirmation that the marriage is in big, big trouble. Of course, we've heard publicly about the divorce in terms of their business ventures and their public profile in terms of what they're spending their time doing. But that to me is private, because it's cups, it's emotions. That's loving someone. That's seeing someone as your soulmate, your life partner, not your business partner, and it's in reverse. So that's not hanging out with Surfer Girl. That's not having failed hair transplant, more plugs plugged in. That's not rehab. It's over. What news are we going to hear next? What are we going to see? What are we going to do? It's all over the place now. Everyone's looking at it. And we've got the World in reverse. That's failure. It's very public, very dismal when it's in reverse, and it's, instead of seeing this through as a marriage should be, for fullness of life and the success of a marriage judged by its duration and the way the parties conduct themselves through it and learn and grow and all of that stuff, and weather the storms. It's in reverse. That means that they didn't achieve their goals. They didn't learn their lessons. They didn't complete what they set out to achieve as a couple. And it's going to be very public, but public in a very toxic way. It's interesting that we've got this Wheel of Fortune here of, it's almost like a dizzying energy, like he doesn't quite know what's happened to him. But he's going to know what happens to him next, because I think with that card that we're going to hear about it. The failure. His view of the marriage. Eight of Cups in reverse. Ghosts are cups. It can't leave the woe. They're the woeful ghosts. And the Eight of Cups is trying to walk away from your sorrows and trying to find happiness somewhere else and trying to put painful past behind you and move on. Can't. He's stuck, and this is going to be a situation that never leaves him. Is the current feeling. I suspect it's going to be a forever feeling, that he's always going to be tarnished by association. He's always going to look, he's the one that failed. And you look at the cousins. William and Catherine have had their ups and downs. They've had a huge down, but they seem to have emerged from it stronger. You look at the cousins, Beatrice and Eugenie. They are allegedly happily married. There are rumours, but on the surface, Zara and Mike are a very strong couple. Peter is the one who's been through a divorce. Of those very close cousins, this is going to really be a huge failure, and it's going to dog him, because I don't think she's one who's going to go easily. This is going to stick with him. Pressure that he's under. And we've got the Nine of Bats in reverse. This is nightmare stuff. Bats are swords in this little Halloween tarot novelty deck. But it reads very nicely, even though it sits in its box for 51 weeks out of 52. The Nine of Bats is the card of worry and stress and nightmares. And he It finds himself in a nightmare. It's the thoughts. It's the, oh no, what have I done? What's going to become of me? How am I going to resolve this? It's coming from outside, but the outsideness of this is all this speculation, all this chatter. Her as well, because she's here down here in this, the dark heart of this reading. Well, the dungeon of this reading. There is the heart of this reading. It's not a dark heart at all. That's the dungeon of the reading. She's down there. But this is all this pressure coming from people speculating, commenting on how to manage it, what to do. I don't feel sorry for him. He picked her. He went into this marriage, I assume with his eyes open. They might have been half closed, eyes wide shut maybe. Cough, cough. But very stressed, an absolute nightmare. And how to end this nightmare, how to get out of it. And this to me is, well, then you need the men in grey suits and those kinds of people to help you and guide you and to ease you out of this mess. And I think that's what's going on there in the pressure card. Help me get out of this mess. Hopes and fears for Harry. 4 of bats. That's a 4 of swords. So that he's hoping he can hide away, and he is hidden away at the moment. He had his very public tour of the world to relaunch himself on the unsuspecting public, or the very much suspecting public now. And then he disappeared, hoping that he can heal, hoping he can hide away and lick his wounds privately and not have to face the public, not having to face the scrutiny of the world. I'm getting very strongly here, apart from this I told you so energy from Prince William, I'm getting very strongly that he just doesn't want to have to face the public and the newspaper headlines and all of that, which he's tried for years to silence and now might be having to deal with. So, outcome. And the outcome is the 2 of bats in reverse. That's the 2 of swords in reverse. That for me, the way I read this card is that a very difficult decision is made, and it's made without any particular idea about how it's going to go. It's a forced decision. So I think that if he hasn't pulled the trigger on this marriage, it's coming. His mind is on it. His mind is on how it's going to go, how it's going to look to the world. It's over in the past. 2 of ghosts in reverse. His mind is on legal aspects of it, the difficulties he's going to have to go through the legal process to extract himself from this very toxic marriage, devil. The public humiliation, the desire to hide away, run away and hide and heal and lick his wounds, facing the difficult decision. And I think this underlying energy is because it's got to happen while the king is king, before this King of Cups, King of Ghosts takes charge, and it gets extra tricky. It's bad enough right now. So it's here in this energy. But if I was going to say it's already happened, I would have expected something more dark here. It's an odd card, that Wheel of Fortune, to be at the heart of this reading. Unless he thinks it's his lucky break, his lucky escape, which is very possible. Very. But it would have been more towery to me at the middle of this reading if it had actually happened. But I can't say hand on heart that it hasn't happened, and I can't say hand on heart that it has happened. But the energy of this reading is that it is going to happen. It's over. It's failed. He's worried about what's going to happen. He's worried about what people are going to say about him. He's stuck in this energy. He wants to run away and hide, and he has got to pull the trigger at some stage if he hasn't already done so. So that's what the cards are telling me. And let's see what the newspapers have to tell us. And we're going to look at it from the royal family's point of view next. Just by the way, hope to see you over there.